take a look at this problem. We got 3x squared plus 13x minus 31 equals negative 1. And the instructions are to solve it. Well, first off, if we have the middle term here, this 13x, then you don't want to use square root property. So we're either going to use zero factor property or we're going to use quadratic formula. Either way, we have to get 0 on one side. So I'm going to get a 0 on the right side. So I'll take that negative 1 and move it over. And we get 3x squared plus 13x minus 31 plus 1 equal to 0. Or 3x squared plus 13x minus 30 equal to 0. If it'll factor, it'll be the key number. So let's take a look at that. The reason why it's a key number is because we got x squared, x, no, then there's a number in front of our x squared. Now with key number, we take the number at the beginning times the number at the end, ignoring signs. So we got 3 times 30. So 3 times 30. Some books call this the AC method. Some books call this the grouping method. There's different names for it. Now I've added my own little touch in where I put this PSD table in here. And with PSD table, we're going to write down all products to give us 90. We got 1 times 90. We got 2 times 45. 3 times 30. 4, no, 5 times something. 18? Yeah. 6 times 15. 7, no. 8, no. 9 times 10. In the sum column, we're going to add these together. 1 plus 90 is 91. 2 plus 45 is 47. 3 plus 30 is 33. 5 plus 18 is 23. 6 plus 15 is 21. 9 plus 10 is 19. And the difference column will subtract smaller from larger. 90 minus 1 is 89. 45 minus 2 is 43. 30 minus 3 is 27. 18 minus 5 is 13. 15 minus 6 is 9. 10 minus 1 is 9. Now the number we're looking for is the number in our middle term, which is the 13, which is right here, which means we're going to use 5 and 18. Now the first term carries down, the last term carries down. We're going to rewrite our middle term using these two numbers. Now our larger number in the P column we're using, which is 18, will always be the same sign as the middle term, which in this problem is a positive. So we got a plus 18x. Number I circles in the difference column, D for different signs, means one will be positive, one will be negative. If the 18 is positive, then the 5 has to be negative. Then we want to use factoring by grouping. So group first two terms together, group last two terms together. GCF of the first group is 3x, and that gives me x plus 6. GCF of the second group is a negative 5, and that gives x plus 6. Now our goal with grouping is to get this parentheses the same as this, which they are. So I can factor out the x plus 6. And to see what goes into your second set of parentheses, you come up the previous step and you cross out the x plus 6. And anything that isn't crossed out is what you put here. So we got 3x minus 5. Zero factor property. If you get 0 on one side and you factor the other side, you set each factor equal to 0. So I'll set x plus 6 equal to 0, and I'll set 3x minus 5 equal to 0. And then solve those. Take 6 over, get x equals negative 6. Here, take the negative 5 over, gives me a positive 5. Divide both sides by 3. And you get x is equal to 5/3. And those would be our two answers. You could have also done this problem with the quadratic formula. I like factoring, so I'll always go with that method if I can.